In this video, you're going to draw some basic objects. Once you understand this process, you'll find that it will apply to most drawing operations. Start a new drawing using My First Template. Immediately save it as My First Drawing. When an object is created in AutoCAD, it has a series of properties assigned to it. These properties and the ability to change them is what gives AutoCAD its power. Draw a circle by entering the absolute coordinates 3, 2, enter, and a radius of 1, enter. Click on the edge of the circle to highlight it. Remember, you have to click on a visible portion of an object to select it. Right-click, pick on Properties, and the Properties palette appears. As you can see, there's a lot of property information stored about the circle under the Geometry section. Click on the center Y and change that to 4 and enter. Notice how the circle jumped up. Scroll down a little farther, click on Radius, enter 0.5, and you can see the circle got smaller. Are you starting to see the power of object properties? You will find as you gain more experience that you'll spend less time erasing objects you've drawn and more time adjusting their values to suit the situation. If you had more objects and wanted to check their properties, move your cursor onto the screen and hit the Escape key. You then can select another object if you had it. Escape again. Close the Properties palette. Another quick way to display the Properties palette is to click the small diagonal arrow at the edge of the Properties panel. Close it again. We're going to draw some line geometry now. Click on the Line tool and move your cursor onto the drawing area. As you can see, the cursor is moving every 0.25 of an inch because of the snap settings. If your dynamic input is not visible, remember, press function 12 to toggle it on. Enter 0, 0 for location of the line. 0, 0, enter. Now that we've located the first point, move the cursor along the x-axis. The distance doesn't matter at this point. Notice the green dotted tracking line that shows your line is perfectly horizontal. Enter 4 for the distance of the line, maintaining an angle of 0. 4, enter. Move the cursor upwards, again making sure you have the green line showing. As long as you're pointing in the right direction, AutoCAD will draw a line using that proper angle. So enter 1. Move your cursor in the left direction straight along the x-axis. Type 2 and enter. Hit the Enter key or space bar to exit the command. We do this now so that you can test some other drawing aids. Let's zoom in a little closer to the box we are drawing using your scroll wheel. Start the line command again and move your cursor onto the end of the last line you drew. Notice the green box on the end. This is the Endpoint Object Snap indicator. It's identifying for you that that point you select will be exactly on the end of the line. Pick it to accept it. Move the cursor upwards 1 inch. Pick to accept it. Right-click, click on Enter to finish the command. This short line was drawn in the incorrect location on purpose. Click on the Undo tool to undo the line. The Undo tool allows you to undo commands if you make a mistake. AutoCAD stores all the commands until you save the drawing. There is also a Redo tool. Clicking on it basically undoes the undo or reverses the effects. We'll just click Undo again, and our line is gone. Using Undo and Redo makes it a lot easier to experiment, knowing you can undo your mistakes at any time. Start the line command again. Move your cursor onto the end of the last horizontal line. Pick. Now you're going to make use of polar tracking. Move your cursor towards the left and upwards until you reach a point where the green tracking line locks on to 135 degrees. Notice the green line extending again. If you look at the status bar, you'll see that it's giving you polar. Let's right-click on it and change it to absolute. Move your cursor back up till it reaches the 135-degree mark, and then you look back down onto the status bar, and you can see it's giving us the absolute X and Y location of that point. We want that line to be at 1, 2. So what we need to do is we need to enter an absolute value. To do that, remember, use your Shift key and enter the number sign, and then enter 1, 2 for the absolute value. Move your cursor away, and you can see it drove the line. Move along the x-axis towards the left in a negative direction, a distance of 1 inch, and pick that. Finally, move down to the origin and pick that. Right-click, click on Enter, exit the command. You should save your drawing now before continuing.